oppressed. And even in the United States, we've done that as Jews around other identity groups in our country. Why is this a problematic way to frame the conflict, and where do you think it comes from?
Well, as I said, it comes from a place where we actually allowed it. The second that that we gave them the feeling, or we didn't even dash them back when they presented themselves as the victims. Look, I understand what. I mean, Israel is a very strong country with one of the strongest armies in the world. The Palestinians has, terrorist organizations, and they live in poverty and all that. And Israel is the high country and successful. So I understand why people might go to the place where the Palestinians are the victims and Israel is the oppressor. But let's look at the facts. Let's look at the facts. It also brings me to the aid that the United States are giving to Israel for the island. You guys also need to understand that over 90% of that aid goes back to the United States in the shape of workplace, positions, and investments. But it's the Iron Dome that actually saves lives of Israeli Arabs and Jews and Palestinians. Over 10,000 rockets were fired on Israel. Imagine if there is an Iron Dome. The casualties in our side would be thousands, which means the casualties in the Palestinians would be tens of not, if not hundreds of thousands. That's the equation of war. So all I'm saying is that I understand where it comes from, but if we simply explain and also insisted every time they are presenting themselves as victims to explain, to say, and attack that, you're a victim? How can you say you're a victim when you're targeting civilians? How can you say you're a victim when your own leaders and the terrorist organization Hamas is hiding clichés in their mosques, under churches, under hospitals? We have evidence now to all that. One of the stupidest things that Hamas did is the fact that allowed the IDF to enter every inch of Gaza. Why? Haven't you noticed that Haddad hasn't done anything yet? You know why? Because they're drowning with facts that Israel provided. Under the hospital, with pictures, photos, documents, mosques. I was in Umrah school with the tunnel. I saw it in my own eyes. I brought a video. They might even take it as an evidence. When you know exactly what you believe in and what you're talking about, the person who comes to you and make himself the victim, you can automatically make him look like an idiot. Just be more knowledgeable. Have more facts. There's tons of them. So if you encounter someone who comes and play it, oh, I'm a victim, let's talk about that. Let's talk about you being a victim. Why do you feel you're a victim? He will say, I'm a victim because this and this and this. If you have the facts with you, you immediately come. Now, don't waste your time. No, what I'm trying to say is that understand who you are actually trying to flip or to convince. In my lecture, the anti-Israelis, I'm not trying to convince them because I know that in 45 minutes plus 15 minutes of Q&A, I'm not going to change the mind of someone who has a symbol of Hamas on his head. But what I'm trying to do is I'm going to use it as a tool to convince the 50-50 and to strengthen the pro-Israelis. That's what I want to do. And if there is an anti-Israeli who is a moderate, because he was brainwashed, but he's opening to speak, I promise you, you can flip it. I've done it before. So come off a place of confidence. Many times when they come with a victim, I see many Jews, I swear, oh, I feel for you. What do you feel for him? What do you feel for him? If Hamas, their own people are not feeling for them, why do you need to feel? They're attacking your country, you're attacking your people. He needs to apologize, not you need to apologize. That's my
Woo!
Yeah, I love this guy.
What's the last question?
You talked a little bit about the benefits the United States gets from the U.S.-Israel relationship. How crucial really is the U.S.-Israel relationship to Israel?
What would it look like if Israel could not depend on the United States for military intelligence and economic cooperation?
Look, come on, guys. You know, our best allies is the United States, and even under Biden administration, I'm telling you, I'm not happy 100%, but you know, everybody are familiar with the don't speech of Biden and the fact that he stood next to Israel many times, but again, at the same time, he allowed those terror supporters to be like this, and he maintained aid, and he cut the sanctions on Iran, which actually, because of that, they were able to fund the terrorist organization Hezbollah and Hamas. So, in one hand, he did a lot, but on the other hand, he did also a lot of mistakes. You know, this relationship between America and between Israel is and will stay like this. But, and here is my but. Even America, first, what's important for America is America, and not Israel. France, the same. UK, the same. In fact, Macron, the president of France, let me tell you something about him. Have you heard anything from Macron against Hezbollah lately, or in the past few years? I haven't heard anything. Do you know why? Because actually Macron signed a deal with Hezbollah. Well, not him technically. Macron was on a flight with the CEO of a company called IGCA. This company put a bet on fixing and making constructions in Beirut airport after the big explosion that happened in Beirut back in the early 2020. Remember that explosion that happened in the airport? In the port, sorry? So the French company put a bet in order to win and to take the responsibility to make the constructions there. Now Hezbollah has power also in politics. They have a political party called El Amal. Now, Macron is a very good friend of the CEO. Hezbollah is in control. They control a third of the parliament in Lebanon. So they cut a deal. And the deal was like this. Hezbollah will remove its rejection to the bid of the company, French company, and the French company will win. In return, Macron said that he will not speak about Hezbollah until it wins. This thing was revealed by a French journalist. And in fact, there's a famous video where Macron is just shouting at the French journalist and says to him, "You have no idea how much damage you've been doing and how much damage you've done." What I'm trying to say is that the French president will try to take care of the interests of the French people as he sees. So as the American, so as the British, so as everybody else. Which means we need to take care of ourselves.